Hello and welcome. You're tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. I'm Shrishti Sharma and with me is Vinny Motiwala. And viewers, this is the show where you get answers for all your stock-related queries. In a short while from now, we will connect with our experts where you get a chance to ask your stock-related queries. You can connect live with us on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing on the top of your screen. And let's have a look at what the markets first, because great gains coming in on the benchmark indices, Vinny. No stopping across the board. We are selling good gains actually.
Absolutely, and Nifty actually intraday managed to touch a new all-time high level as well. So let's keep an eye out on that one as well. And Nifty as of now holding on to gains of 0.6% in trade today as well. Day's highest point is what the Nifty is trading at. So yes, near those high levels is what the Nifty is trading at. Other than that, in terms of Sensex too, holding on to good gains there as well. Nifty, Sensex, both the benchmark indices doing quite well. Let's look at the broader markets because Nifty mid-cap clearly a slight bit of a better performance than what you're seeing coming in for the Nifty 15, Nifty mid-cap holding on to gains of 0.7% in trade, while where the small cap space is heading on to. Let's pull up the charts for a Nifty small cap as well. That's up 0.5%, so almost in line with the benchmark indices. But surprisingly, where the benchmark indices have gone up, the small cap space, when you look at that, that's seen a bit of a decline in the last half an hour, slight bit. But yes, strong positive side momentum is what it's managing to hold on to. Other than that, when you're looking at it, we're seeing Nifty Metal, PSU Banks and Autos among the top sectoral gainer today as well, trading with gains of more than 1%. A lot of individual movers in trade that are there as well. Actually, let's just first talk about one of them is in terms of Coromandel International. It's fallen sharply as of now. In the morning, we had spoken about this as well, that, ammonia gas leak has been detected in the subsea pipe of the company, and that has led to some bit of a fall there. They said that they noticed this abnormality and unloading of the subsea pipeline near the shortage. They've isolated this ammonia system as of now as well, the system facility as of now, which is there. So yes, because of that, we've seen Coromandel International. This came in as a statement from the management as well. So yes, we're seeing a bit of a fall coming in this morning as well. Amber Enterprises holding on to some bit of gains after the JV completion has been done with noise, and that is what is keeping on to strong gains for them as well. Mason Alloys, that's the one that is trading higher as well, as they've acquired 0.20% stake in NSE at 324 crores. So a lot of individual movers, Shrishi, that have been in trade as well. And specifically when you look at it in terms of cement pack, right, that is the one that has been buzzing in trade today. All those cement names are trading higher as well.
Well, yes, Winnie, there's a reason to that, as Nomura has gone ahead to upgrade a lot of these cement packs. They are what Nomura is saying, that there could be a strong second half, and there are several tailwinds that are coming into play. They also expect a margin expansion, but what exactly are the targets coming out from Nomura? Let's get in all those details from Ashesha now. Ashesha, take it away.
Yes, Nomura has come out with a positive report on the cement sector, where they've gone ahead and upgraded ratings for 3 counters and hiked target price for 5 cement stocks. They say that margins are expected to expand on account of strong volume growth, price discipline and lower fuel costs in the past couple of quarters. They expect strong volume growth to sustain in the second half of the year, and that volume growth over FY 23-26 will be above what we saw in the past decade. As far as price hikes are concerned, they expect price hikes to sustain, and that recent channel checks also suggest that the outlook for the industry looks very bright. So for Ultratech Cement, they have upgraded the stock to a buy rating from neutral, hiked their target price from 9,300 to 11,500. For Dalmia Bharat as well, they have upgraded to buy. Revised target price stands at about 2,900, and for Ramco Cements, they've upgraded the stock to buy from their earlier neutral rating, hiked target price to 1,250. So on the back of this very bullish report that has come in on cement from Nomura, all these counters are in focus.
Thank you so much for that, Ashesha. But let's talk about Happy Forgings, a happy listing that has come in for them this morning. And we are joined by the management of Happy Forgings to talk about the company. Ashish Garg, Managing Director at Happy Forgings, joining in with us this morning. Thank you so much, Ashish, for joining in with us. Congratulations on a good listing for the company as well. And, let's just talk about what you've seen that, in terms of the company, you'll have seen a substantial growth over the last few years. Could you help us understand in terms of what worked well for the company? What is the growth trend, sustainability, and what is the sustainable trend growth that you're expecting?
So I would like to thanks for giving me the opportunity today. I'd like to thank the investors for showing great interest in the company and for the overwhelming response. With regard to the performance of the company is able to perform at a CAGR growth of almost 25% in terms of CAGR level in terms of EBITDA. So it's not just the 3 years performance. If you look at the performance for the last 10 years, it's been very, very stable. And in terms of numbers, we are improving our EBITDA margins and EBITDA per ton on a quarter-on-quarter basis because of the machining content in the business. So today we have almost 85% of the revenues coming from complete machine products, not only the forged products, which is the highest amongst the listed peers, and also the value addition in the industrial business and the exports picking up is helping us.
Hi Ashish, this is Shrishti also joining in. First of all, congratulations on a good listing. But like you were mentioning about your financials, let's scratch that point further on exports, because one of the key contributors now is exports, because that has seen a substantial jump from contributing around in single digit in FY24. Its contribution has jumped to 13%. What's the outlook on exports from here on, and how can we see this contribution increasing in the times ahead?
So exports have risen from almost 50 crores in FY21 to almost 300 crores this financial year. So it's almost grown 6x. And it was 3.7% last year. In H1, we have clocked almost 21% as direct exports. So I think we'll be closing at almost 20% direct exports this year. And going forward, we are looking between 27 to 28% going forward in next financial year. So that's how the exports are growing for the company. 60% of the business, which is the new business which is there in the pipeline, is coming from the exports. So that's a sector which is definitely going to grow for us.
Right, also just want to understand, CV segment obviously contributing around 44% of your revenues currently, with farm equipment at around 37%. Segment-wise, if you could give us an outlook for the companies, help us understand where do you see that headed?
So we have a growth coming in these segments as well. But at the same time, we have industrial segment which is growing for us. So it has grown from 3.7% last financial year to almost 13.7% in H1 of this year. So we are expecting industrial business to stabilize between 18 to 20% going forward. Because of the additional growth which is coming in industrial business, we see CV and farm equipment sector share to reduce. So CVs should be range bound between 35 to 37%. And similarly, 3 to 4% farm equipment share will also go down.
Well, Ashish, talking about your margins, the company has reported healthy margins in a range of 27 to 29% over the last 2 years. Are these sustainable levels, and is there any scope for margin expansion from here on?
So margins will be range bound 28 to 30% going forward. So these are the margins that company has done despite of rise in steel prices. So if we are already seeing softening of steel prices, which will definitely help in EBITDA margin percentage. In terms of absolute EBITDA per kg as well, company is doing well. And with the exports and industrial sector picking up, it will be definitely range bound 28 to 30% going forward.
Right, you did just talk about your segment-wise performance, but help us understand in terms of the capex as well as expansion plans as well.
So all our capex are fungible. So it's not that we are doing a separate capex for industrial vertical. So the capex that we do on our forging lines, the 14,000 ton press line is the second largest line in the country that we have invested last year. And at the same time, we are organically adding more capacities. So 70% of the cash accruals are deployed every year in the business. And almost 600 crores of capex is done in the last 4 years. So going forward as well, we plan to deploy 70% of the capex, in the business, of the cash flow in the business, and at the same time, the primary fundraising will definitely boost this capex. So going forward, we are adding forging lines. At the same time, we are adding machining lines, but all the capex is fungible.
Okay, Ashish, with this, we'll let you go on that. Thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now and wishing you all the best for the future of the company. Definitely a good listing coming in for Happy Forgings. And the company is positive too onto the growth outlook, where they see the contribution of exports inching higher going ahead. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. As we come right back, we will take the experts' opinion on the cement pack, as well as we will start taking all your stock-related queries. So stay tuned and start writing to us.
Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. Let's keep it going and let's actually discuss the topic we were talking about before, and that is the cement sector. Today's cement sector surely is in focus because we've seen a note that has come in from Nomura. They've upgraded in terms of the certain stocks over there as well. So yes, let's bring on board our experts. So today we are joined by Kunal Bothra as well as Vivek Karwa joining in with us this morning as well. Very good morning, gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining in with us. So just to give a precursor, in terms of the Nomura note on cement is talking about the momentum that is to expected to continue for the sector. Margins are to expand. Strong volume growth is what they're expecting as well, and strong sales, especially in the second half of the year. Vivek, let me come to you. How are you seeing the cement pack? What do you see in terms of the fundamental wise? Do you see this run up to continue for the cement pack? Where are you seeing and what are you liking in the cement pack, if you do like anything there specifically?
Good morning to everyone, and wishing you all a very happy new year in advance, because probably I'll be seeing you back only in 2024. Overall, cement pack looks good. Of course, we have read the note, so I'll not go into details. But with the real estate doing good, building products doing good, and even infra focus of the government, I think last budget the allocation was approximately 10 lakh crores on the infra, which again might increase next year when the full budget again is announced. So with all cylinders firing, I think cement should continue doing well. And in this space, if you look at, I really like stocks like Dalmia, Bharat. There's one underperforming cement counter which is probably trading below its IPO price even now, or demerger price even now, is Nuvoco Vistas. So you should look at this kind of companies which, if this infra boom continues, I think should continue doing well. So on every day, this stock should be buy. So as I said, Dalmia Bharat I like, Nuvoco Vistas I like. And of course, the note says, say reduce on the Ambuja cements. I think even that should pick up slow and steadily.
Okay, thank you so much for your take, Vivek. Festive greetings to you. And given the run-up that all of these large-cap cement packs have seen, I'm sure that the investors must be smiling off the cement pack for sure. But Kunal, coming to you, through the course of this year, we have seen a lot of cement packs. They were on your radar from the likes of Ultratech Cement and Ramco Cement. They have seen a run-up between 30 to 50% on a YTD basis. Nomura still continues to be bullish, has gone ahead and upgraded. But at this point in time, will you be a buyer, and any stock that still stands out?
So good morning, and I think my sense is that even the large caps at current levels, in fact large caps at even current levels are something which I would still be bullish on from the cement pack. So I think I would still be bullish on Ultratech Cement. One of the stocks from the large cap names which have not participated, I think, is Shree Cement. And apparently this stock is not closer to its lifetime high levels. I think if I'm not wrong, the lifetime high levels, or the stock is rather 10% or 15% off from its lifetime highs. So which means that this could be a stock which could be kept on radar. The stock is almost at 20,000 levels, and I think if I'm not wrong, Shree Cement's lifetime high is around 32,500. So I think that's a potential upside which I would be looking out for the stock. Most of the other names like India Cement, etc., are the ones which are a bit more high beta. So you can have those bouts of trading rally for these stock prices, but I would not be bullish on the stock from a medium to long term play. Ultratech Cement is something which I've been bullish on and continue to have that stance for the stock even from a long term basis.
Okay, that's the view coming in from Kunal as well as Vivek in terms of the cement pack. So surely keeping an eye out on some of the names over there as well. But with that, let's get started with the query segment for today. And viewers, you can send us your query on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing on your screens. We have Kunal as well as Vivek, who will be solving all your stock related queries today. So let's get started with the first query. And the first query, Vivek, this one is for you. We have Akshay from Bangalore who wants to know actually in terms of the long term view on the EMS sector. Any specific names are still looking attractive to you in the EMS space, whether it's a Dixon, Keynes, Sirma, anything you would look at even as of now to enter for a long term?
EMS space is going to probably multiply in next 5 to 7 years. So they should at least double or triple from here, because the sector as such is on right traction, and I feel they will continue doing well. So if you ask me specific stocks, the number one choice would be Dixon, because second choice would be Keynes. Now, these are companies, in fact, I have read in detail about them. So I think on every dip, there should be a buy, but almost all these stocks are trading about 100 P. So every dip would be a buy. And I'm sure this would, Dixon would be 10,000 when we talk about it maybe next 2 or 3 years. So that bullish I am on this space.
Super bullish on the EMS space, and Vivek also shared his top picks. But Kunal, coming to you, this query is from Jaya, and she has a query on two IT names. Firstly is LTTS, where she made a purchase at 4,350 rupees, and she also has Infosys from a price of 1,630 rupees. How are these looking on the charts? Any chance that LTTS can reach its previous high levels?
So I'm bullish on the IT space, and I think over the last many months I've been highlighting that these could be good opportunities to try and have many of the stocks either as an averaging part of your candidate, depending on what have been your initial buy price, or at least go for a fresh exposure into these stocks. I would still be bullish on the IT stocks. My only concern now is that maybe over the next 2 or 3 weeks, you might have slight bit of volatility which could creep into these IT stocks. So I wouldn't be surprised for maybe another 4 to 5% odd kind of an average drop into the stock prices. So ideally you can hold on to the stocks LTTS and Infosys, but then wait out for maybe a point where these stocks are say down close to 4% to 5% from current levels. I think that could be a good opportunity for you to average.
Okay, that's the view on some of the IT names. But Kunal, I'm going to come back to you. We did talk about EMS sector, but now someone has a specific query for the short term on Avalon Technologies. They're holding 96 shares at 508. For the short term, how are you viewing this? Should they continue to hold it? Any view on this?
Yeah, recently listed, but then the charts at least over the last 4 or 5 months are still quite positive for the stock. It's formed a base from 700 levels to sub 500. So 500 is a point where you can consider this as a strong base or a support for Avalon. So would suggest a hold on the stock at current levels and let the trends play out in a very gradual manner. I think there is a high possibility of the stock coming towards 620, 650 over the very near term.
Okay, moving on, and the next query that I have, Vivek, is coming from Ritika. She's holding 200 shares of Sudarshan Chemicals from a price of 495 rupees. Currently, the stock is near to its 52-week high levels. Can she hold this on a positional basis? What's the fundamental take on this as well?
See, Sudarshan Chemicals is into pigments and even organic and inorganic pigments. See, overall, this space, fertilizer, chemicals, and specialty chemicals, this space has still not rebounded that much. And I feel this stock should be held on. The company is having very low debt, and investors would like that the dividend paying ratio of the company also is very, very good. So hold it on. It's not very costly, and the moment the companies actually start showing good profit, which should happen, the bounce back in chemical space is pending. So all.
Okay. We just snapped the line, but hold is the view coming in for Sudarshan Chemical from Vivek. But we'll slip into a very short break on that note. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back and we'll be taking your stock-related queries after the break as well.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, and let's keep it going. But before that, let's shift focus to an ET Now exclusive story, where an ET Now has learned from reliable sources that Aarti Industries have bagged 9-year contract from global agrochemical major. What's the name coming in on this front? And let's get in more details of this order win. Sharad Dubey is joining us to give us all of that exclusive details. Take it away, Sharad.
Well, Aarti Industries is in focus, and sources have stated to ET Now that Bayer Group is likely to have tied up with Aarti Industries. Now, today already it was announced that they are having a 3,000 crore contract happening over a 9-year period for their niche product, especially in the herbicide segment. Now, earlier a contract was already cancelled with a global agrochemical player, but now we are seeing that this contract might be going through with Bayer. Now, importantly, we did sent an email questionnaire, and over here the company stated to ET Now that due to the confidentiality reasons, they cannot comment or share any details for the entity. Apart from this, also there is an analyst view coming in, and they have stated that the revenues will start trickling in from the current financial year, which augurs well for the FY25 when it comes to the EBITDA numbers. And considering a 325 crore rupees of yearly run rate, it's expected that the EBITDA margins would come in the range between 22 to 25 odd %, and a potential EBITDA payout could be there of roughly almost 70 to 80 crore rupees per annum.
Right, Sharad, thank you so much for those exclusive details that are coming in for Aarti Industries, and that is that what we understand is that Bayer Group is likely to have tied up with Aarti Industries for those 9-year contracts. 3,000 crores is the revenue potential. Look at the stock price as of now, up 1.4% approximately, standing in over there. Thank you so much for those exclusive details, Sharad. But let's keep it going with those queries. And actually, Kunal, I just want to understand in terms of charts, firstly, for Aarti Industries, how are you looking at that? Anything attractive there?
No, I've been very bullish on the stock. In fact, I remember covering this when the stock was at sub 500 levels, 494, 495, where we had given a buy with a target closer to 600 for the stock price. I think it's done exceptionally well. Now it's completing a major pattern on the weekly and the monthly chart. So what started off to be more of a daily or a short-term pattern, is now engulfing itself into a weekly, monthly time frame, which I think should augur very well for the stock price. And we've seen what's happened to the chemical space over the last, I think, 2-3 weeks, specifically with the last couple of days also, where the momentum has accelerated. So I'm very bullish on the space, entire space, even for Aarti Industries at current levels. 600 could be a base where traders could look at maybe creating a trailing stop loss and holding on to the long positions for a potential target of now 720.
Okay, so that's the take coming in on Aarti Industries, a positive news flow as well as on the technical front. Kunal continues to be bullish, but before we move ahead, let's have a look at what the markets are up to, because Nifty has once again touched or rather scaled to a fresh record high, and as of now we are holding up a gains of almost 150 points on Nifty 50, and even Bank Nifty is seen to be strengthening with a gains of 380 points. But with this, let's get back to all your stock-related queries then. And the next question that I have, Kunal, is coming from Sangeeta, and this one is on Patel Engineering. She's holding 100 shares at a price of 64 rupees, but wants to know the future outlook, maybe for the next 3 to 6 months.
So I'm bullish on the stock, and I think over the last 2 years, in fact 1 year specifically, the stock, which was almost at 15 or 16 rupees, has moved up to almost 60 plus. Now it's bound to be that some compulsive selling, profit booking could be at play for the stock over the next couple of days. But I sense that the second round of breakout for the stock, maybe in the first or early half of 2024, should take the stock higher to almost 88 to 90 rupees. So I'd be bullish on Patel Engineering from current levels, as well as in case if there is any mild dip towards say 54, 55 levels for the stock, that could be a good point to average further.
Okay, let's move on to the next query, and this one is coming in from Satya. And Satya, season's greeting to you as well from Team ET Now. Hope you have a great new year as well. But Vivek, this one is for you, and this one is on Century Plywood as well as DCB Bank. They want to understand both these stocks for a period of 1 to 2 years. What is your view on that?
See, in the beginning of the show, we were talking about cement space, wherein real estate is overall doing well. And where does plywoods actually go and get fixed? So if the real estate continues doing well, I think Century Ply as such also should do well. So the space looks interesting. In fact, like auto ancillary, these are ancillary industries to real estate overall. So your tiles, Century, plywoods, this sector should continue doing that. So you should hold it on. And coming to DCB Bank, I think, whatever negative was to happen has already happened. So the DCB Bank has gone through similar phase what RBL and Bandhan Bank went through. And I find that at these prices, the stock has bottomed out. So if you are buying it, in fact, it can be bought, but buy it with a little longer term horizon, because things from here should turn out to be good for the bank.
Okay, that's the take coming in on the real estate space. On your screen, you will see that Nifty hitting a fresh record high, and definitely a great day as we inch towards the year end. A cheer coming in.
Just look at it. There's no stopping the Nifty at all. Up every.
Want it to stop?
Oh, no one wants, but sometimes you need it to stop so that we can buy something, no, Kunal?
But you can still buy. There are so many opportunities.
So
with
are
every
you?
market
So
segment.
now you're saying opportunities. Now give me 2-3 names. Then our viewers will be more than happy at
Absolutely.
this.
Let's get
Right
it,
now,
Kunal.
which names would you suggest?
So I'll go with IT stocks even at current levels. I'll still believe Tata Chemical from the chemical space still looks very attractive. There are a lot of pharma stocks which have been inching towards a breakout, like Glaxo is given a fresh breakout. Gland is something which looks attractive at current levels. If you ask me to, I give you 5.
Wow, Kunal. Thank you so much. Now, absolute more cheer coming in on the street.
For our viewers as well.
Absolutely. Look at the street. I think I'm sure our viewers are cheering at home right now for Kunal, specifically giving extra names over there as well. But yes, no stopping the Nifty. Next stop seems like 22,000, right, for Nifty now.
Well, yes, absolutely. And feels like that the Santa rally has now kicked into the markets after that red color for a couple of days. Now the Nifty is all green, and across the board we are seeing good buying happening. But with this, let's get back to the stock-specific action and getting to your queries then. And Vivek, what's your take coming in on Karnataka Bank? Sanjeev from Pune has purchased 100 shares at a price of 245 rupees. He wants a long-term view on this one. Should he continue to hold on or make a switch?
Hold it on, because if you look at the PEG ratio, it's hardly 0.2, 0.25, first thing. The deposit base of the bank is increasing. The only problem with the bank is it is a small bank and confined to one region. But overall, if you look at the numbers, balance sheet strength of Karnataka Bank and other smaller banks, this bank looks out to be the strongest. So at 236, I'll still be bullish. So please hold it on. And I feel that it should at least give you 25% from here.
The next query is coming in from Karthiki, and they want to know on Morpan Labs. Do you have a view? They are holding it for almost a year at a price of 45 rupees per share. Should they continue to hold or sell?
I think you should hold on. The stock has finally managed to surpass a lot of retracement resistances for itself, which was I think around 46, 47 mark, the most latest one, 48.5 to precise, the most latest one. So I think in that regards, it's a very strong chart and building up quite well for itself. So you should continue to hold on.
Okay, Vivek, by any chance have you tracked Pravik? This particular company provides services to the Ram Mandir for Ayodhya, and PV and Rao wants to know, is this a good bet for long term?
Which company, Srishti? Sorry?
Pravik.
Pravik. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this company is into tents. That is, they are into hospitality. You can compare it with Lemon Tree or any other hotels. And company is in say process of coming up with at least 1,500 tents going forward. In fact, I have visited their facility in Daman, probably 6 months back. So the company is doing quite interesting. Valuation wise, yes, it is a bit costly, but the way hotel industry is going, I think this segment gives you different feeling. So when you go and stay in a tent, and these tents are not typical tents which comes to the mind. It is concrete tents, but very good feel factor. And when I went, the house was full over there. So please hold it on.
On Pravik. And Kunal, a quick one before we go into a break is Leon wants to know on HDFC at current market price. Can they look to add more?
Yeah, you can look to add more at current levels. I would probably expect, even if it's a near-term view, then I would look at 1740 to 50 as a very immediate target for HDFC Bank.
Okay, but with this fears, it's once again time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, and let's keep it going with all your stock-related queries. And to answer the same, we have Kunal as well as Vivek with us today. And Vivek, coming to you for the next query. This one is on Valiant Organic. Santosh has bought the shares at a price of 797 rupees. Is that a hold or sell at this point in time?
Sorry, Srishti. I think there's some technical error. Which company did you say?
Valiant Organics.
Valiant Organics.
Yeah.
See, again, as we were speaking earlier, agro and specialty chemicals, this space should continue doing well. In fact, the stock had corrected from higher levels. And as the sector overall moves up, I think this company also should move up. Recently, the company has reduced debt also quite significantly, so it becomes more interesting from here. So again, if you look at various numbers also, they have been generating approximately 14-15% on their capital. So overall, the company looks good. You should hold it on.
Vivek, I'm going to come back to you. We have Mr. Singh from Pune who wants to know a fundamental view on Aventil for a period of 3 to 4 years, long-term time period they have. So should they look to buy Aventil?
Which company? Sorry, again.
Aventil.
I don't know.
Aventel. Aventil.
No, I am not tracking that specifically, so I'll not be able to say.
Okay. Kunal, you have a view on this one, on charts?
No, not really. Even I don't track.
Okay. Okay, so then let me just take another query. And, Kunal, this one is on Vinati Organics. The viewer has purchased 25 shares at 1717. What should they do, hold or add more?
So you can continue to hold on. I'm not sure to add because today's, for example, candlestick pattern is a bit indicative that maybe the stock is seeing selling at higher levels of 1800. But the volumes today are attractive. This indicates that possibly the stock has seen some fresh buying. So let's wait out for another couple of days. In case the stock breaks up above today's high, which is approximately 1800 levels, that could be a strong trigger that maybe the volume pushes more towards the buying rather than on the selling side. So that could be a strong indication of a trend reversal for Vinti Organics. So I would suggest a buy, but only about 1800 rupees, 1800 levels.
Okay, that's the take on Viniti. But Vivek, by any chance, do you track SR shipping from the shipping space? Amit wants to know, is this a good stock to enter for a medium-term perspective? Is this an investment pick coming in?
Srishti, I don't like the group itself. So I would not buy anything from that group.
Okay, get your point.
Okay, let's move on to the next query then. And the next one is on Ircon International. Kunal, we have a student, Parth Shah from Gujarat, who has 1,000 shares of Ircon at a price of 45. What should they do, hold or book profits?
Well, I think from 45, if you've been long into the stock price, it's a good time to book out profits for the stock over the very near term. Now, my sense is that these stocks are going through a high beta up move, but then the breakouts have not happened for the stocks when you try and compare with the previous swing highs. So for stocks which generally see incremental volumes, we need to see an incremental breakout for these stocks. If the breakout is just 10% from the swing lows, but then just 1 or 2% from the previous swing highs, then we don't call it as a breakout, even if it's backed by a stronger set of volumes for the stock prices. So I would probably expect the stock to get into a mild consolidation, mild correction from current levels. So good time to book out profits.
Okay, Kunal, what's your take on Gland Pharma as of now? Mahesh wants to know your take because he's holding shares from a price of 936 rupees. Any targets for this one? Timing is not an issue for him.
Well, I think then you should continue to hold on. I think the stock has hopefully seen the worst in terms of the trends from 2000 or rather 4,300 to a point when the stock was, I think, at 890 or 860 levels for the low for Gland Pharma. So I think at current levels of 1900 plus, it's a good time to hold on. My expectation is that the stock should come back towards at least 2400 to 2500 mark, even if it's a retracement bounce for the stock price. So that could itself pose another 500, 600 points on the upside.
Vivek, we have Kathir from Bangalore who wants to know on Allied Digital Services. They're holding 1,000 shares at 125 rupees per share. For the long term, should they continue to hold or maybe sell the stock?
In Hindi, they say, pakad ke rakho, don't leave it. Just buy it. I think the stock should cross 180, 200 levels as well.
Okay, Vivek, coming to you for the next query. The viewer actually didn't share his name, but he's writing to us for the first time, and his query is on Sundaram Finance. What's the future for this particular counter, and will it cross 4,000? What's your view on this?
Srishti, one of the biggest investor in Sundaram Group, he is my friend in Chennai, and more than me, if you sit with him, we'll talk for 2 hours on the group. So it's an interesting stock. Please hold it on. It's a slow mover. It will not give you, say, shocks as such or move very, very fast. But yeah, long term, you'll always make money.
Okay, Kunal, this next one is from Dr. Ravi from Mumbai, and they bought SRS futures of January at 2,510. What's the target? Should they hold for January expiry? Could you suggest them?
Well, you can hold on, but my sense is that after this 3-4 days of strong up move, it could be possible that SRF may get into a mild correction, and I think the correction could probably take the stock back towards 2420, 2440 mark. So which means a possible drop of another 50 points for SRF. So I'm not sure what target on the upside you've been looking out for, but it seems that you've probably entered at the slight higher end of the curve in terms of the short-term trades. If you're looking to average and if you're looking to maybe add further, then I would recommend buying the stock at 2440 odd levels in terms of futures.
Okay, with this, viewers, let's move forward and kickstart taking all your queries in the rapid fire session. And Vivek, amongst Bank of Maharashtra, JK Bank, City Union Bank and Central Bank, any stock that you like for a fresh investment at this point? This query is from Sonia.
Bank of Maharashtra seems the best. It is Indian bank in making, so you can take it like that.
Vivek, Satish from Bangalore wants to know, they're holding 150 shares of Lupin at 912. For the long term, what's the outlook? Should they continue to hold?
Pharma has still to perform, and if that performs, Lupin has to do well.
Okay, Vivek, what's your view coming in on escorts? Viewer named Krish wants your take on this one. Given the run-up that in the other auto stocks, will escorts catch up in the times ahead?
Escorts should do well. In fact, the smaller company VST Dealers has done very well. So escorts also will do well.
Kunal Karishma from Delhi wants to know on IEX, they're holding 2,000 shares at 156. Sell, hold, average?
You can look to average also at current levels.
Kunal, what's your take coming in on Tata Motors? Sridhar has bought the shares at a price of 380 rupees. Wants to know the view for the next 6 months to 1 year.
Hold on, from that 6 months to 1 year time frame, I would look at maybe 850 as a target for Tata Motors.
Okay, Vivek, Wipro at current levels, what should one be doing? Should they look to buy it for the long term? Dr. Zeenath wants to know.
See, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Finally, something better is happening in Wipro. And I think overall IT space also will do well, and with management change, I think Wipro should do well.
Okay, Vivek, what's your view coming in on latent views? S. Hari Karthik is holding 100 shares from a price of 473 rupees. Wants a long-term view on this?
See, at this valuation, the stock is costly, but the company is superb. So if you get any tips, you should enter the stock.
We have Shrikant who's holding 500 shares of Sonata Software at 748. Kunal, should they continue to hold this for a period of 3 months or look to sell it now?
Yes, I think you should look to hold it.
Okay, viewers, it's time's up in the rapid fire session as well as onto the Buy Now, Sell Now show. Thank you so much, Kunal and Vivek, for joining us today and helping all our viewers resolve their stock-related queries. But with this, it's a goodbye from me and Winnie and the entire team who put the show together. Thank you so much for watching, but don't go anywhere. Markets at noon will take the action ahead.